everyone, Persephone Jane here, and today we're talking about A Wizard of EarthSea by Ursula Le Guin. This book is so old and this series is so popular. I have heard it recommended a lot for various different reasons, and I finally sat down to read this. I was actually really excited. EarthSea is about a young mage-born, like a inherently magically born person who goes off on his journey to learn magic. And it talks about him from a very young age through, I don't know, maybe like 20 or 22 is when the book ends. So he's quite young. And in the afterwards, she talks about, writing books for a young audience, and she didn't really like being pigeonholed like that, basically, which I kind of like. I felt a little kinship there, but even still, the writing is not necessarily young. It still felt like an adult was reading and or writing it. It felt like the adult wizard was telling the story of his younger self. So it was about a young person, but it was almost told from an adult perspective. And I don't know if that was on purpose or if it was just accidental in her writing style or the time. I mean, this was like the late 60s. So I'm not sure, but it is what it is. So her third person narrative is quite well, like it's done quite well. Obviously it wouldn't lasted this long. But I really did have a hard time with the amount of narration versus dialogue and action. But that might just be, again, a reading style thing and not necessarily a like writing basics kind of thing. He also, I didn't connect with Sparrowhawk as a character. Like, he spends most of the book running from or chasing this shadow thing that he accidentally unleashes, and that's it. Like the whole book is him just running from or chasing this thing, and I just, like, he doesn't do much else outside of that, and yet it's an entire book of this thing, of him running or chasing, and I don't know, it felt like the tension was trying to be drawn out, but it ended up just being drawn out. I don't know how to say that better. During all of that time, he just kind of like, not only does he not do much, but he just kind of like laments about this thing that he's done and how to fix it. Like, oh, I can't fix it, and oh, but maybe I could do this. Oh, but that doesn't work either. And so while he's running or chasing and not actually doing anything, he's also lamenting about this thing, which is just personally annoying to me. So I had a really hard time with him as a character. I did appreciate that there were two times where he was like offered a solution to track down this problem, and both of those times he was like, I don't trust you, and there's something more going on here, and I'm not gonna take it. So I, like, in those moments I was like, okay, thank you, because usually in a book to make it as hard on your main character as you can, they're going to make the stupid choices. And he made his stupid choice much towards the beginning in unleashing the shadow thing. And so he didn't make the stupid choices throughout, which in the moment I appreciated. But then the longer the story drew on and he wasn't actually getting anywhere with chasing or running from this thing, I was just like, oh my God, do something already. So maybe if he had made some of those stupid choices, then the outcome might have been less difficult to handle. I don't know. My final thoughts after reading this, it's not very long and it's not really super in-depth, so it was kind of a quick and easy read. It's only 10 chapters, but they're long chapters. I couldn't get into the massive narration as much as I would have if there were more dialogue to break things up. And I think that might be part of the reason it felt like it was going on for a really long time, was that the dialogue wasn't there to break it up, like it would be in a book written today. And again, that might just be like a time thing, that I am not used to reading something like this. So maybe I need more of it, kind of attune my brain. But for now, I just couldn't connect with it because of that. And so I ended this book and I put it down, and I just, like, I don't understand what all the hype is about. Like, I don't even know if I'll read the rest of this series, just because I wasn't super excited or intrigued or pulled in by any particular aspect. Now that I say that, actually, there were a few things in this book that I saw from other fantasy stories that I have read and enjoyed. I read this and was like, oh, I wonder if this other author read this, because this little thing is really similar, like suspiciously similar. But again, those things weren't enough for me to be like, I want to read the next book and the next one and the next one. What are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more books just on the back of this one. I don't know if there's more like in this world or anything like that, but that's 5 more books, and I have very little desire to read them. So sorry guys, just not super high on my list. Maybe the next one will be better. The next book that I read, not the next in the series, because I'm not going to read another one in this series for a while. Sorry. See you next time.